Hmm. Good morning. My name is Jasmine, and thank you for joining me for this capstone presentation titled Strengthening Support Systems for Karima, a multi-level social work evolution. This presentation is grounded in my previous evolution proposal outline and reflects the critical thinking assessment and advocacy skills developed throughout my MSW program. Today, I will take you through a case analysis that reflects real-world systemic challenges and how social workers can use evolution tools to drive meaningful change at all levels of practice. Introduction to Karima and purpose of evolution. Let me begin by introducing Karima. She's a 27-year-old single mother of a 4-year-old son named Jamal. Karima lives in a multi-generational household with her mother and brother and attends community college part-time to study early childhood education. While she receives some parenting support through the Head Start program, she faces significant emotional strain, social isolation, and weak support networks, both familial and community-based. Karima's situation is not unique. Her case exemplifies systemic barriers often experienced by single mothers of color, barriers that affect mental health, academic persistence, and parenting efficacy. This evolution seeks to examine how we can strengthen Karima's informal and formal support networks using a multi-level approach through the lens of social work theory and evidence-informed practice. I aim to develop and assess interventions that will improve her quality of life while advocating for broader structural change. Theoretical frameworks. My approach is guided by 4 key frameworks. Ecological systems theory helps us understand how Karima's development is shaped by her immediate environment, home, school, and community, as well as broader societal systems. Empowerment theory emphasizes Karima's voice, agency, and capacity to overcome challenges through internal strengths and external resources. Utilization-focused evolution ensures Karima remains at the center of the evolution process. Her needs, feedback, and priorities often decision-making and outcomes. And finally, the logic model offers a visual map to connect goals, activities, and measurable outcomes across interventions. By weaving together these theories, we can build a culturally responsive and strengths-based plan that addresses individual resilience and systemic change. Micro-level evolution. At the micro level, we look at Karima's personal relationships and psychological well-being. Her relationship with her mother is complicated. Her mother offers help, but often in ways that are emotionally critical. Meanwhile, Karima struggles to co-parent due to her son's father's inconsistent involvement. To, to elevate, to elevate the impact of interventions, I propose the use of validated tools like perceived stress scale and parenting stress index, alongside journaling and reflective practices. Some expected outcomes include reduced stress, improved communication, and increased parenting confidence. However, this level also presents challenges. Karima may feel emotionally fatigued or even dependent on unresponsive family members, making change difficult. Nevertheless, we can build self-efficiency over time by focusing on therapeutic counseling, healthy boundary setting, and parenting support, laying the foundation for her growth and empowerment. Moving to the meso level, we focus on Karima's relationships with her community. She has weak connections with peers at college and limited ties to her mosque and local networks. This this disconnection affects her motivation and contributes to her sense of isolation. To address this, the evaluation includes linking Karima to structured peer groups, such as single parent, student circles, or parenting support networks. I would use attendance tracking, self-efficacy rating scales, and focus groups to measure engagement and satisfaction. The challenges, time constraints due to parenting responsibilities and emotional barriers, low self-esteem. But with consistent support, we can expect increased social engagement, reduced dropout risk, and stronger sense of community belonging. Factors that positively impact her academic persistence and emotional health. At the macro level, we evaluate how policies and institutional practices shape Karima's reality. She struggles to find reliable on-campus healthcare and faces rigid academic structures that don't accommodate parenting students. The evaluation process here involves policy review, interviews with college administrators, and analysis of child care waitlists and usage data. This level of analysis reveals deeper systemic inequalities. Student parents, especially single mothers, are often left out of institutional planning. As social workers, our role includes policy advocacy, drafting proposals for flexible course scheduling, and childcare funding and academic accommodations that reflect the realities of parenting while pursuing education. This macro evaluation allows us to push institutions to be more inclusive and justice-oriented. A key part of this project is ethical anti-oppression practice. Karima's voice is central to this evaluation, not just as a recipient of services, but as a co-creator of solutions. I practice cultural humanity, acknowledging her Afro-Caribbean heritage and religious identity while being mindful not to impose my own values. This project upholds the NASW Code of Ethics by promoting client dignity, confidentiality, and self-determination. I also reflect on my own biases, power, and privilege, asking, how do I show up in this space? And am I being truly inclusive? Every intervention is designed to be trauma-informed, culturally responsive, and client-led. Evaluation methods are adapted to Karima's comfort, literacy, and language to ensure equality in data collection outcomes. Karima's case clearly shows how policy or lack thereof shapes lives. The absence of affordable childcare and academic flexibility disproportionately affects women of color and low-income families. Through this lens, we see how social welfare policies impact not only access to services, but also long-term success. This proposal supports policies that advance human rights, racial equality, and family well-being. Social workers are uniquely positioned to use evolution findings to advocate with and on behalf of clients like Karima. Whether negotiating with campus leadership or proposing reforms to state childcare funding, we must act as bridges between live experiences and structural power. Karima's story reminds us that advocacy at all levels, micro, meso, and macro, is essential for true social justice. Conclusion and call to action. In conclusion, Karima's journey illustrates the complex interplay between personal, social, and systemic challenges. Her case demands more than a one-size-fits-all solution. Through this evaluation, we aim to implement micro-level therapy, meso-level peer support, and micro and macro-level policy advocacy to holistically improve her well-being. My call to action is simple. Social workers must embrace evaluation not as a bureaucratic tool, but as a path to empowerment, accountability, and change. Let us not forget, support is not a favor. Support is a human right. Thank you for your time and attention. I welcome any feedback, reflections, or questions. And these are the references for my presentation.